Boys, today is tomorrow and Destiny is in the news. Because I think you already know. Alright, Twitter slash YouTube at this point has been a buzz with this, and basically, I'm pretty sure I talked about this I did talk about this earlier last year. The sexual misconduct with this man has been continuing. Alright, it has become a serious problem. He's already in a little lawsuit, which I don't think it's going to affect what I'm about to bring up next because it's a civil lawsuit. But basically, Destiny has been caught. All right, he's been caught. Kiwi Farms, his old friends, buddy, old pals, they dug up some information on the person that basically got this man in trouble the first time around. Because if you guys don't know, from what Kiwi Farms is saying, or I guess what they did say back in the day, this person, Roses Coming, was the person that exposed Destiny the first time around, basically dumping a lot of his personal sex tapes with other people. Is the reason why we have, the video of him sucking what everyone is assuming is Nick Fuentes', which I'm assuming it too. We all know how Nick Fuentes' Destiny go down. They're one of those hateful lovers, alright? They be fucking passionately. But essentially, that was the person, or Destiny's saying her boyfriend was the actual person who dumped it from her. But it doesn't matter. Between her boyfriend Solo and Roses Coming, they were the ones who exposed Destiny the first time that got him into this lawsuit where, so far, it seems like the lawsuit with Pixie is not going by so well, so damn. But after this news, she's probably gonna have a field day up in them damn courts, chat. Alright, she's gonna be having a damn field day. She's gonna be getting depositions, everything. She's gonna be like, get the FBI to raid this man's house. I need all the evidence. Just like how you need to raid the fishbowl by subscribing, liking the video if you enjoy, and also commenting down below so you can stay within the Fishbowl's algorithm. Alright, boys, today's a long one. It took a really long time for me to gather all this information for you guys, but don't worry, I got you, boys, and thank you for the support for the Fishbowl. But let's get back to the video. Because Destiny was recently exposed again for this person, Roses Coming, actually not being a 19-year-old who sells NSFW content on Twitter, which is already a red flag. And I'm just saying here, chat, why would you sell NSFW content on Twitter? Only is right there, Fansly. Like, there are sites for this where you can make more money. But okay then, okay, maybe she didn't want to pay the fees that OF has. I don't know. I don't even know if OF has fees. Maybe she didn't want to pay that. She wanted all the money for herself, and she wanted to conduct business on Twitter. Okay, whatever. But it was exposed that this person that was sending out these videos, this NSFW content on Twitter, it basically just seems like a damn honeypot for only Destiny. Because I'm gonna be honest, that's a red flag for anyone else. Oh, you only sell shit on Twitter? I don't know. I don't know about this. But essentially, Destiny got exposed because this woman, or I guess now woman, was 17 whenever they first started sexting each other. So all of this started on Kiwi Farms, obviously. Obviously, I don't want to show the docs because we know how YouTube is, chat. Alright, let's not even sit here and act like they won't yeet me out of existence. They are trying to find a reason, boys, but thank God you guys keep continuing to support the channel. But basically, someone went on to Kiwi Farms and posted her full docs. This person said, I spy with my little eye a girl that was 17 when she was sexting a culture. And then they said, Rose 100% undeniably 17 years old when Destiny was trying to fly her out and was sexting her. And then they proceeded to post her full docs. Now, how did they even find out her real name? Don't even ask me, chat. I don't even know how they found out her real name. All right, don't even ask me. I'm like, hell, they even had a news clip. This girl was on the damn news, chat. They found a damn news clip of her and they were comparing the, pictures that she was posting on Twitter and the news clip, and they were like, we got her. That's her right there. Hey.
Fall isn't quite here officially, but several area residents are having end-of-summer garage sales before the chilly weather hits.
Because they're a thing. Digital reporter Jim Haggerty checked out some of those end-of-the-year garage sales, or summer, and sees what he could find.
You can find a lot of cheaper things, a lot of things that are better quality. I think a lot of clothes aren't made like how they used to be. So a lot of times at garage sales you can find like nicer quality for a lot cheaper. And it's nice because you don't have to pay taxes.
How did they find that? Again, I don't know. It was a random news clip from a random news station. These people do good, Chad. I'm gonna be honest, these people do good. So they broke down the whole entire docs. Obviously, I, again, can't show you, but like, I'm gonna be honest here, I feel like they need to delete this because like, they started showing pictures from some of her videos from the Twitter account that I'm sure is not legal. It's not like showing any news or anything, but I'm like, it's stills from the videos that I'm talking. It's literally just stills. She's not showing anything in these videos, but like they're comparing like, you know, facial features, and then they're comparing like the location, and then they showed her full docs again of how they figured out her age because she actually was in violation. I'm pretty sure a traffic violation. So they were able to find out that she was basically stopped for a traffic violation, and obviously on the ticket, which I guess is just public record, you just look this up for some reason. It showed her full name, her birthday, and the car she was driving at the time of this violation. And whenever they looked at the, you know, aerial photos of her house, because for some reason these people do that, they saw that parked out in front of the house was the same car that she was filming videos in, and that she was in, you know, a traffic violation stop in. So they were able to figure out that her birthday was in 04. All right, which means she's 20 now, but like back in 2022, she was not 20 or even 18. All right, she wasn't 19, Destiny. She was 17. Obviously, in this full docs, they linked her private Instagram account and her LinkedIn, which obviously she has now recently deleted both of those. So, damn. Also, something else kind of weird is that she was a part of the dean's list for the college she went to in her, you know, hometown, and for some reason now it's returning a 404 page, which I'm just saying like, bro, what? Got a little motion up in college. Like, I don't understand why it's returning a 404 page, because I would assume the college would be like, why would we take your name off of the page? But maybe she just politely asked and they were like, all right, cool, we'll do it. So yeah, after people found out that her birthday was in October, they also were able to find out that Destiny basically admitted to talking to this person before their 18th birthday, because he started talking to them at the beginning of 2022. And boys, if you guys don't know, October is the 10th month of the year.
Just tipped $1.
Look at all my
Imagine how disappointed Lauren Southern felt after finding out Destiny dumped all their logs to a literal 19-year-old he's just started texting.
Actually, we'd been texting for months. Thank you.
So all of this spilt over onto Twitter, where everyone started to re-dig up the logs from last year. I already made a video on the logs, so top right-hand corner, if you guys want to see that. But they basically started digging up the logs again and essentially just talking about how Destiny knew. Now, Destiny has, you know, kept his innocence of saying that she was 19. She was 19, even though her profile said that she was 18. So, my guy, why would you lie? Like, the 1 year difference doesn't make it any worse or better, because Destiny was replying to someone in some message place, probably Discord or some other place, saying, I don't know, I haven't dug into it at all, but she told me she was 19 and there are laws confirming as much. If she was ever underage, then I expect all of them will be running to the solo guy, because he was recording 60 plus gigabytes of porn with her. Lol W. Disney keeps coming back to this point of, no, she told me she was 19. Look at these logs. She told me she was 19. She told me she was going to college. But I don't think he realizes that the law doesn't care if they lie. Like, they can lie all they want. Like, I don't think Destiny realizes that they can lie all they want. It's not illegal for a minor to lie about their age. It's just not. On top of that, a lot of people would just say, why didn't you get her ID? I'm like, brother, that's like the best way to confirm someone's age is looking at their ID. I'm like, looking at someone's ID online kind of, you know, again, if they lied and they made a fake ID, again, it's still on you. Even if she did provide a fake ID, it would still be on Destiny, right? She could lie straight to his face saying that she's 19 and she's 17 and provides a fake ID. It would still be on Destiny. But apparently Destiny at least tried to ask because some laws between him and Rose's, I don't know if they're still boyfriend or girlfriend or ex-boyfriend or girlfriend at the time, came out where Solo said, anyways, she was underage while sending you the vast majority of the stuff. And from what I've heard from her, you were pretty negligent about confirming her age. Even asking for ID at one point on Twitter and then saying it was okay/a joke. And then Destiny replied to that saying, that's pretty weird considering that she told me she was of age, was selling NSFW material to people, but okay. Brother, on Twitter is not doing any kind of age verification at all. Like, they can just put whatever they want in their bio, and Twitter's not going to be like, well, are you really 18? We got to see an ID. They're not doing that. Brother, what are you saying here? Yes, she lied about her age. Yes, she sold NSFW content, all underage. That's not on her from the law's perspective. Well, actually, I don't know. Is that on her if she sells NSFW content? And she's not coerced, by the way. Like, if she's, like, not coerced. If she was coerced, then obviously it wouldn't be on her. But, like, if she was just like, oh, well, I just want some extra money, would that be on her? I would Google it, but, I'm good. I'm good. But yeah, from the law's perspective, you as the adult are the one that should have never even engaged in it. Even if she did straight up lie to you. Hell, she could probably even manipulate you into it. Well, I don't know how she would manipulate you, girl. That's man, but still, even if she manipulated you into whatever, right? Sending news or whatever, it is still on you as the adult to make the right decision. She could say and do anything. She could provide all the information you need. But if it comes out that she is underage, you're the one that is in trouble, my guy. Now, obviously, this is leading to a lot of people trying their best to distance themselves from Destiny again. I swear to God, every time somebody like this happens, they distance themselves and then they come crawling right back. But Dan Kent Stream, the co-host to the Anything Else podcast, which is Destiny's podcast, he basically came out and tweeted out, if you have been living under a rock, I stepped back from anything else. For anyone that paid for a sub, especially a yearly sub, I'll be handling refunds shortly, and I already disabled new signups. Thank you all for your support over the years. It means a ton to me. He'll be back. He'll be back. Trust me, the money was too good for him to be gone for too long now. Plus, I'm pretty sure he did this at the beginning of the year whenever all the leaks came out with Destiny and, you know, all the leaks of these tapes and stuff came out and Pixie was starting to sue Destiny. I'm pretty sure he did this at the beginning of the year too. So, I mean, like, seems like a nice little yearly, or I guess every 6 months tradition. But obviously, the catalyst for this was not the leak of people alleging that she was, you know, 17. I guess now showing that she was 17, I guess. But all of this came out because Willymac released logs with Destiny, because at first, whenever he was messaging Destiny, he was just trying to confirm any kind of the story, right? He was just like, hey, Destiny, is there any way I can ask, like, did you actually not know that she was 17? And basically, Destiny was like, yeah, I didn't know that she was, well, he didn't admit to her being 17, but he was basically saying, I didn't know she was 17. She kept telling me she was 19. He showed logs of her saying that she's going to college and shit, which, you can go to college early. And basically, the reason why these logs were released from Willymac is because Destiny essentially talked about having CSAM, like still having her videos in his possession, because Destiny started dumping a couple more logs, right? He started replying to Willymac a little bit more, and the reason why Willymac reported Destiny to the police, because Destiny said, I didn't notice this until way later, but the video she recorded with other guys, the file names are like screen recording 2023 and then Skype at the end. And then Destiny, instead of him just saying that, he attached a screenshot of the material where people are alleging this woman is underage, because the date, as you can see, was in 2022 on the 8th. So we're just sitting here like, this, What does this do for you? What does this prove to you? And then underneath that, Destiny says her boyfriend was recording these on Skype calls. That's just absolutely insane to think about him doing all of this if she was 17. Brother, the real weird thing is he was using Skype? No, we need to get his ass for that, just for using Skype. No, the real weird thing is, why do you still have the videos after hearing from everyone? Sir, this might be CSAM. Sir, you should probably get rid of those. On top of that, why would you send a screenshot? I still don't understand. Like, if he just put up there, like, oh, this is the weird recordings that I remember that I saw back in the day, and then he, like, put up there the little link or whatever without the screenshot, Willy Mac could just be like, okay, all right, cool, whatever. But whenever you attach the screenshot showing that you're still in possession of it, Willy Mac realized, I have to report this now. Destiny, I am now in this drama. Well, it's not even drama now. I'm a part of this crime now because you showed this to me. Like, I have to report you. And of course, Destiny had an excuse, boys. So Willy Mac said, bruh, talk to a lawyer. That seems crazy to me. Bruh, you just let me know you still have CP videos saved on your computer. You knew it was alleged and that she was underage. You still have them. Do you see how this is? And then Destiny came out with he started counting like he's counting Dracula or some shit. He's the Count from Sesame Street. 1. I don't even know 100% if her age is legitimately 18 when these were taken. So why don't you just delete them to make sure you're not in possession of CP? What? Excuse me? Chat, what? Chat, what are we talking about here? 2, I'm pretty sure I still have an obligation to preserve stuff related to my court case. I've talked about this with my lawyer already, specifically with regards to the rogue stuff. And I'm sure your lawyer probably told you, don't tell anyone about it at least. Like, what? You're gonna make my job harder if this information comes out that you're in possession of potential Chinese pizza. Like, my man, how about you just not tell people about it? And instead of that, he's like, oh my god. This one right here is a classic. You gotta look at this one. Willy, look at it. Willy. 3. If something were to come out of this, I don't know if I'd want to wipe everything and not have something to turn over to authorities. If, hypothetically, her boyfriend or whatever was actually trafficking her or getting her to other dudes on videos for him, and if there was ever some kind of investigation into that, am I hurting any chance of looking into him by deleting all this stuff? I guess, yeah, Destiny, you're right. You're not hurting any chance of, the authorities looking into him for, trafficking his ex-girlfriend or potential still girlfriend. I don't know. But also, my man, you are potentially about to go to jail your damn self. My man. What are we doing here? He's legit trying to do a mental gymnastics platinum. They had to smelt down some to make this platinum metal for this man to think, I should keep this P on my hard drive because this is going to exonerate me. There's no world where people are going to be like, at least he kept around the Chinese pizza on his hard drive. There's no world where someone's gonna be like, at least he kept that around. We're thankful for you to keep it around on your hard drive, actually. You helped out everyone. Also, what hypothetical is this? Are you or are you not pursuing legal action against this person? Are you trying to get a criminal case on him? You're not saying, hey, I'm keeping this evidence around because I need to give it to the authorities. You're not saying that at all. You're saying maybe one day in the future, if someone snitches, someone that doesn't like fun, snitches on, her ex-boyfriend Solo, maybe I might show the cops that, hey, at one point this man was forcing her to do things or filming inappropriate videos of her, which at the time probably were consensual between, I'm assuming, 2 17-year-olds, which, brother, you were 33 at the time. I'm just saying, it's not looking too good here. It's not looking too good. Like, I don't think he understands that it is illegal for you, a regular civilian not investigating anything, to have this. It is illegal for this to be in your possession. We're not talking about some drawings. We're talking about full-blown COD points here, my man. Like, what are we doing here? There's no world where we're like, well, he has to keep it on hand just in case. What? Brother, this is like a felon walking around with a goddamn Glock on his hip with a switch. Like, you're going back to jail. What are we talking about here? How the hell you commit 2 felonies at once? 1, sexting someone underage, and then 2, keeping the images, and then somehow trying to do a mental gymnastics in, well, there's a good reason why I should keep it. Brother, some evidence just needs to be burned to save yourself. Fuck your lawyer. Fuck your lawyer. If he's telling you to keep around Chinese pizza COD points, I don't care what you call it, Kool-Aid piss, all right, whatever the hell you want to call it, your lawyer is trying to get you locked up. Is this what he looks like? Is this what your lawyer looks like? Tell me right now, is this what he looks like? If it is, do not listen to him. He's trying to get you locked up. So obviously, Willy Mac doing the only smart thing you can do in this situation, which is distance yourself and make sure to report the crime so you're not, complicit in it. This man tweeted out, I reported Destiny to the police after he admitted in DMs with me that he is still holding on to explicit videos of an alleged minor. I've never been in this situation. I cannot keep it private when someone admits this sort of thing to me. And then there's a thumbnail saying, I still have the videos. And then Willy Mac attached this video. I'm gonna just clip out some parts for you guys. But, he attached this video along with it.
So I do what I usually do and reached out to get a comment. He said the girl, Rose, told him she was 19 and in college at the time, and that the leaker Solo, who is her ex-boyfriend, confirmed that she lied about her age to him. This is true. In similar scandals, this is where people usually argue, is he lying? Did he actually know the age? Is it his fault if he was catfish? I usually wait for all the details to come out before I comment. This is not why I went to the police. It's because he continued to write, I didn't know this until way later, but the videos she recorded with other guys, the file names are like screen recording, blah, blah, blah. And then he shows me a screenshot of the top of a video clip and says, her boyfriend was recording these on Skype calls. That's absolutely insane to think about him doing all of this if she was 17. Well, this is insane to me because he's saying Rose's boyfriend recorded while sending me a screenshot of the alleged EP. So I asked to confirm if he just did that. If you were sending me this, I'm guessing you still have that video. Destiny replies, depends on why you're asking. But yes, I created copies of all of our messages and everything when that court case started. Just to be clear, he's admitting to having alleged EP downloaded on his computer. He literally has the video open as I'm talking to him. I go, bruh, there's been allegations at least since my last video that she was underage, and you still have potential CP of her? He replies, I have an obligation to preserve relevant evidence, etc. So I created backups of all of the important / relevant conversations. He continues, I don't think I'm allowed to delete it, lol. I don't know if it counts as hiding / destroying evidence. And I reply, talk to a lawyer, that seems crazy to me. Who keeps this sort of stuff on their computer without 100% knowing if they're supposed to or not? Isn't that something you want to confirm? I continued, you just let me know you have CP videos saved to your computer. You knew it was alleged that she was underage. You still have them. Do you see how fucked this is? So now I've confirmed that this guy has on his computer. In my 8 years of reaching out to people over allegations, I've never had anyone admit that to me. The last message he sent me was, 1, I don't even know 100% of her age was legitimately less than 18 when these were taken. So basically, he's not 100% sure if he has on his computer. He's just 99% sure. Got it. 2, I'm pretty sure I have an obligation to preserve stuff related to my court case. I've talked about it with my lawyer already, specifically with regards to the Rose stuff. So he went from, I don't know if I could delete this, to my lawyer says it's totally fine to keep. I don't know the law, but the idea that his lawyer would tell him to hold on to for a civil case just doesn't seem likely to me. I don't know. LawTube can figure that out. 3, if something were to come out of this, I don't know if I'd want to wipe everything and not have something to turn over to the authorities.
William, how you doing? It's Officer again.
Hello, nice to speak with you again.
I have a question.
Sure.
You had screenshots or copies of the...
Yes.
When you guys spoke about having and all that?
Yep. I also sent him my DMs with Destiny. I don't know if anything will come from this. I don't like leaking DMs, as me respecting what creators want on and off the record allows me to talk to all sides of the situation, builds trust with the creator, and also allows me to get follow-up statements for when the drama develops. But when you tell me that you're in possession of and going to remain in possession of that confidentiality is over. I shouldn't even need to say that. If Destiny ends up being legally in the right to keep it, then fair enough. If he ends up getting charged, then I'm glad I did something. I'm just trying to do the right thing in a situation I've never been in before.
So obviously after the Willy Mac video, and H3 talked about this on his podcast, which we're going to be talking about that tomorrow on the stream around 11 a.m. between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. is whenever I usually start streaming, but we'll talk about and watch that tomorrow. But essentially after they both, came out against Destiny went onto Twitter and he started crashing out. All right. This boy said, almost everything in the DMs is wrong. Willy Mac is running cover because he wants to get in with the boys again. 911, sorry, let me call back. My OBS wasn't recording, lol. And Ethan is trying to distance himself from me because he's too weak to deal with Hassan's attacks against him, using me as a vector since he has literally nothing of substance to contribute in this arena. Hassan's lack of intelligence is his biggest insecurity that no amount of finasteride, hair dye, or bathtub photo shoots will compensate for. I have no CSAM on my PC. I've only compiled with my legal obligations for my court case. The 60GB screenshot was related to the claim the Rose person made someone whose name and birthday have yet to even be reliably confirmed. That is technically true. The Rose is coming person hasn't said anything or responded to anything at all. So obviously, I don't know, maybe the Kiwis Farms are going after their own person, a doppelganger at that, a twin, an identical twin. I have no idea. All right, chat, I just have no idea, right? We don't have 100% concrete evidence that the photos and the birth date that they showed were 100% her. And the car, whenever you look at it, again, I'm not going to show it to you guys. You guys can go on the Kiwi Farms, look at it. But whenever you look at the car in front of the house that is alleged to be her, it is obviously an AI upscaled image. So, I mean, like, you really don't know what the actual car is. Plus, it is a above view, right? So the car model could be completely different. We don't know. But again, the evidence that they did show in that docs was really damning. All right, it was really damning. Like they did a little sleuthing with that. Plus, the Roses Coming person is known for deleting their accounts whenever they're caught, which that's what they did with their private Instagram account and their LinkedIn. And I showed it for their little college page. So this person possibly could be Roses Coming. Let's all be honest here. But we're not done yet because Destiny continued on with his tweet. Alright, this boy got Twitter blue, so them fingers were going. Ethan is literally reading off revenge leaks of mine and giggling, coughing because he's too lazy to use his inhaler like a child for DMs that had absolutely nothing to do with the Rose leak. Any reference to or anything else was literally in the context of the DMs with a 26-year-old British woman. I've never DM'd that Rose person on IG on my life. In my life. I think Peterson was right. You and Gila deserve all the CPS calls for the dog eating claims and everything else. You deserve zero sympathy from anyone else on the internet when you are so quick to turn around and rely on the same snark shit that's been plaguing you for years. As soon as you think it's beneficial, I hope your prior maid takes you for a milli in her lawsuit against you guys as well. For anyone else watching, you should assume that every single influencer you meet on the internet is a terrible human being with zero values or principles. See you tomorrow for stream. Bro is just throwing a temper tantrum. There's a clear difference between potentially having, chocolate pudding on your PC and people harassing you and your family over some internet beef. There is a clear difference between that. Now, obviously, Destiny is right. He is relying on the snark subreddits and stuff. But I'm like, these claims are pretty rock solid. Like, Destiny has yet to chip away at any of these claims. All he has been doing is just shifting blame onto other people. Like, this man Destiny is so petty to where he went back and edited in extra BS into that last tweet, because the thing that he edited in was you and supporter in the United States with loyalty to Israel first and Gila IDF maniac night raiding innocent Palestinians in the West Bank because she wasn't seeing enough bloodshed at her desk job, writing pardons for IDF rapists. Something tells me Ethan struck a nerve. So Willymac responded to that yeet tweet, showing the Destiny crash out, saying, I have no CSAM on my computer. Weird, because when I asked if Destiny had CSAM on his computer, he told me, depends. Why are you asking? And then gave me a bunch of reasons for why he can have CSAM on his computer. I'm like, bro, it's literally right there in the screenshots they showed us earlier. Willy? He's hypothetically going to call the police. He's hypothetically going to get a criminal investigation on that solo guy. Hypothetically, though. But Willymac also responded to Destiny calling him out as well, saying, I'm not doing this get in the good graces of your anti-community. I'm doing this because you admitted to me in DMs that you were in possession of key. What you're saying publicly is an entirely different story than our DMs. Now, obviously, this is not where this is gonna end. More and more shit is gonna be coming out throughout the days, alright? But personally, if you do ask me, what is going to be, the outcome of this situation? Is Destiny going to lose his career? Is it over for him? Is life destroyed? He'll never be able to find another job again. Well, sadly to tell a lot of people, Destiny is extremely rich, alright? I mean, like, extremely rich. He's not like a lot of other locals that we covered that are poor. Destiny has a lot of resources at his, fingertips to swat away a lot of it. And we have seen, alright, that this is a nothing burger to the courses, alright? Who cares? Alright, the courses are gonna be like, just letting you guys know, none of the people that paid Jeffrey Epstein to have sex with minors ever got arrested or charged with anything, by the way. So Destiny's probably clear on that. Even if he did get caught with CSAM, let's all be honest here, max, it would probably be a fine. Max. The man just has too much money and too much resources to be ever truly punished for any crimes. On top of that, is his career over? This isn't really like an EDP situation where legitimately he was caught on video going to meet a minor. On top of that, in the video, he admitted to going to meet the minor, knowing full well that they were well below the age of consent. Right? Don't get me wrong, the DMs and everything are extremely very bad, especially knowing that the person was a minor. But this isn't an EDP level situation where they legit caught this man going to meet a cupcake, alright? So I don't think it's going to be to the level of YouTube taking any kind of action against him, since a lot of this is alleged. And I don't know, seeing that, again, this man has a lot of money and resources, he probably could go after YouTube to reinstate his channel if he really wanted to, seeing that a lot of this is, again, alleged. None of this is concrete evidence. He's not convicted. Neither was EDP, by the way, but the evidence on EDP was just so irrefutable to where you just knew, alright, you just knew that boy was gone. Plus, he didn't have any resources to retaliate against YouTube, so it was easier for them to get rid of him. And plus, he also streams on Kick, which, I'm gonna be honest here, I don't think Kick can complain about someone with alleged messages with a 17-year-old. They would have to get rid of half of the goddamn website if that was the bare minimum for kicking someone off. So it's not like he doesn't have other places to go to make money. And he also has his own website, like real website, not like the EDP website. I'm like, he actually has one that makes and generates some money. So it's not like even if he did get kicked off everywhere, he wouldn't have somewhere else to go. He has options. But while I was making this video, as you guys can see that screenshot, he was live. So I decided to go in there and see, well, what is he talking about? And basically what he said was he's going to continue talking about, this as, you know, the court case proceeds and as he can talk about more and more things, you know, because I guess now he's doing that on his streams. He's talking about the court case a little bit more. The civil case with Pixie. And also everyone is misconstruing him in his words. That's essentially what he's saying. And also the reasons he gave to why Willy Mac and H3 and H... And also, the reason why he gave that Willy Mac and H3 turned their back on him is for Willy Mac, he just wants to get the heat off of his back of being a Destiny friend or whatever. And H3 wants to get rid of the claims that Destiny is behind all of his arguments against Hassan, which, I'm gonna be honest here, Hassan will say a goddamn baby that cries at him is part of the DGG community. It doesn't take much to have Destiny controlling you in the Hassan universe. But, I mean, like, it is true, the man Ethan does not really like Destiny all that much, right? For pretty good reasons. I'm like, hell, that tweet that we just read was a pretty good reason. But it's not like, you know, Ethan really likes him all that much, especially after what he said about Hassan, which I can't believe I'm saying this, but H3 was like, I can't believe Destiny would say that people should kill Hassan explicitly on his accounts. Like, we'll get into that tomorrow's stream. All right, we'll get into that later on. But essentially, he's not liking what Destiny's doing to defend, you know, him and his wife. But one last thing I want to bring up here, chat, because I have been seeing this rhetoric go around the internet for a little while, and I just want to make sure everyone knows the fact of this situation before they start making their own opinions. So, if you guys don't know, the turning point in Destiny's career that really started to, you know, blow him up and expose him to a lot of people was whenever he debated Jontron. And if you guys don't know the debate between Destiny and Jontron was basically trying to argue how good segregation actually is, because he believes that people of certain races just aren't civilized enough to be around his race. Essentially, what he was trying to argue was for segregation and how we shouldn't allow race mixing. Basically, propaganda of how him and his race should be separated from everyone else's race. And the only reason why that there is, you know, civil unrest in the US, in his opinion, has nothing to do with the history of slavery. I mean, like, boys, one of the most darkest times in America history, it had nothing to do with that, and it was just because other races were uncivilized in Jontron's thoughts. And of course, everyone ate him up for that, because they were like, that is the most shit I've ever heard in my life. It's like saying we should have a wealth divide here, guys. We should segregate people based on their wealth. If you make less than $1 million a year, you should be profiled by any cop. Anytime a cop even looks your direction, you should already have out your papers and you should already have your hands behind your back, because you potentially could be a suspect in a crime. Rich people are just known to be more civilized than people making less than, you know, $1 million a year. It's just facts. I'm just telling you. If you make less than $1 million, you are more known to commit crimes. Even if you're making 50K, you commit crimes. 60K, you commit crimes. 100K, you can still commit a murder. Who knew? People making 100K a year still commit murders and robberies and other fraudulent crimes. So you should be segregated from everyone else. And if a rich person moves into your neighborhood, guess what? You should be forced to sell your house to that rich person to whatever price they want. If it's 24K, you got to sell for 24K even if you paid 250K. That the only reason is because the rich person has to be safe. They have to feel safe in their own neighborhood. And if you make less than $1 million a year, you should not be allowed to be in that neighborhood. You should be forced to be in, you know, undesirable areas. Because guess what? The rich person moved in and they said, I don't want you here anymore. Leave. And you just have to. If you don't, you get beaten up by the cops, you get arrested, and guess what? You'll be charged. And anyone making less than $1 million per year should not even be allowed to think about marrying someone from a wealthy family, all right? You can't even marry into wealth. If you are even caught holding hands with a daughter of a multi-millionaire, hell, not even just a millionaire, your hands will be cut off. How dare you touch her with your filth, you disgusting piece of shit. And that's how it's going to be. That's basically what he wants it to be. He wants it to be to where if you go anywhere near the white people, guess what? The white people can beat you up, they can arrest you, they can do whatever they want. But if you go anywhere near the black people, they have to move out of your way. That's essentially what Jontron was saying. And basically, he got dragged through the internet because back in 2017, everyone was able to realize that racism is bad. That's the punchline. The reason why Idols was able to say, NF was because the punchline was racism bad. This is so bad to where we can joke about how bad it is, but now people don't realize how bad it was. I mean, like, hell, even Jontron, after the debate, realized how bad he sounded whenever he went on to the H3H3 podcast and clarified, no, I'm not a racist. I'm not a Nazi. Yeah, I do regret what I said. Now, do I really believe that he regret what he said? No, I'm pretty sure he was just saving his career at that point. Plus, anytime H3H3 tried to push him on, why did you say that? He was getting visibly uncomfortable, and he kept trying to say he wanted to move on from that topic. So it was pretty evident he really didn't want to apologize for anything, and he actually just wanted to continue on with the podcast. I think it was like 49 minutes in, and he didn't want to talk about it anymore. But he also did try to, become a victim by saying, I don't understand why we can't just talk about our opinions freely. And it's like, you did talk about your opinion freely, and then everyone else freely told you that was what are you talking about? We talked about it freely. Did anyone beat you up? No. If people stopped watching your content for a period of time and you took a couple sponsorship hits here and there, but people showed you that your opinion was dog. It's like someone coming out saying, maybe we should lower the age of consent, and then everyone's just like, yeah, that's kind of stupid. Yeah, that's really we shouldn't do that. And then you lose sponsorships, and then you lose viewership. But are you going to come out here and say, I think we should be able to say our opinions freely? No, people are going to be like, you did say it freely, and we freely told you that was stupid. Like, I don't understand the rhetoric of, if you don't agree with me and my opinions, then you're stopping me from speaking them freely. Whenever no one beat you up, no one did anything to you. Yes, you lost people in your audience, and yes, you lost sponsorships that were probably of black or other race descents that didn't want to do business with you anymore because you thought, oh yes, if you have a white wife, that's wrong. Yes, people will judge you based off your thoughts. That's a part of your characteristics. People aren't basing you off of your race, something that you can't, change. You can change your opinions. You can't change your race, John. But it was very disgusting rhetoric. But obviously now people on the internet, after, Destiny has came out to be a disgusting person 8 years later, now they're trying to say, oh my god, this person that exposed someone for being a disgusting human being is also a disgusting human being? Well, the first disgusting human being has to be good. They're trying to say Jontron won because he got a wife and has a kid now. Something that Destiny also had, a wife and a kid. You see what I'm getting here? You can be a disgusting person with a family, chat. You can be a disgusting person with your family. How do you think Jontron learned about these ideologies? How do you think they got to him? You think he was born one day and was just like, oh my god, a black person. Oh, that was terrifying. No, his father probably told him, hey, you better watch out for those black people. They'll beat you up. Hey, you better watch out for those Mexicans. They'll beat you up. Hey, you better watch out for that person. They'll do X, Y, Z to you. They literally learned from their family. That's what I'm trying to get here. Jontron is not this holy person just because he finally got laid after 35 years on this earth, just wallowing away. But speaking about unhinged people, Hassan was going after H3H3's wife. Boys, click this video right here to find out how unhinged this man is. But other than that, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all tomorrow.